the contents of these letters?
Correct.
Okay. And then, of course, in the distance, like some majority of the platoon left, but there are still some people hanging around. I imagine you would want them now. So I imagine we should find a more private place. Maybe maybe not my quarters, but let us get inside the ship for a moment. Unless you don't want them now.
Oh no, I want them now. Come. I thought we were in the ship. Are we standing outside?
My imagine for the scene was like you were just on the outside, the ramp leading downwards, so you just take a few steps back. And then he like massages his temple, thinks very hard. Okay. One of the letters was...
Hold. Rogue Trader, hold. Before you start, come here right quick. He says, beckoning.
Okay.
We have no time for drunken shenanigans.
My dear Santis, I'm not exactly drunk. But
oh, I know.
I'm not the type to remember too much stuff.
Oh, I know. I'm just going to help you along. He says, giving him a little tap.
So that sobers him up? Like purges alcohol from his veins?
Exactly.
That was refreshing. So now can I proceed?
Yes, please continue.
Okay, so from what I remember, just the outline, the first letter was from Valten Sidov, which wasn't a letter, it was a copy of orders that he received from Lord Inquisitor Caden. And you remember that before you... it seemed from this order that before you, Sidov was tasked with finding that ancient super weapon. So yeah, that was the copy that was given to me, I guess, to when you guys showed to prove that I was working on this job with one of you. But then after conditions were met, then the second attested letter, I opened it up and then promptly showed its contents to Inquisitor Lyra. May she rest in peace. And then it basically turned out that now I guess he will be declared former Inquisitor, or at least like Rogue One. Basically declared that he's basically he admitted heresy. Like, I'm just only wondering if Maximilian would have knowledge about that to know that Sidov declared himself as Horusian heretic. Yeah. And I don't remember if Lyra told him that he was a Horusian heretic, but yeah, he said that from Inquisitor's Lyra reaction, this seemed pretty severe, and I don't know why. And I also remember that in the letter there was an offer from him that should I want to, he will welcome my cooperation. Of course, given that I showed the letter to Inquisitor Lyra and I'm talking its contents with you, I have no intention of doing so. And that was it regarding its contents. Like size. Now, is there anything else you require of me. I wasn't on Scintilla for quite some time. I would like to, well, enjoy the surroundings before meeting with Lord Inquisitor. Should he require my presence, of course.
Oh, he will. Most likely. Moriana, do you have any further questions for this man?
John, are you with us? Hello?
John, you
I'm
there?
about to say, damn. Either John is thinking very fucking hard or he's gone somewhere. That was some dead silence.
Sorry, what? I wasn't here. I was...
For a moment
Yeah.
I thought I got cut off. Yeah, Xantis, you can repeat.
What he said was, do you have any further questions for this man?
Oh, do I? No. Oriana
Maybe.
just says.
To be fair, you would also remember that he treats with camaraderie, but he still is like a peer of Imperium. You are from agent, not Inquisitor. Just semantics, but he will probably not... he will ignore that for now.
Ignore what?
Like instead of saying to this man, to our rogue trader. Because remember, like alongside Space Marines, Chapter Master, Inquisitors, rogue traders are also peers of Imperium.
Oh. I didn't know. Or,
He's in
I don't
court.
know what. I don't know how rogue traders are viewed in the Imperium. I just thought they were like merchants. But
No.
if he is...
Rogue traders are nobility.
Yeah,
Oh.
considering the
okay.
oldest and most...
Not just nobility, their right to their nobility comes from the Emperor himself.
the oldest
So-
one, yes. The newest one comes from High Lords of Terra. The warrants of
Who
trade are
get
given
their
by them.
right? Who get their right from the Emperor? It's transitive.
Okay.
It's still from the Emperor ultimately, as far as
In
everyone's
that
concerned.
case, Xanthus wouldn't have phrased it as to this man. Xanthus is too experienced with other nobles and whatnot. He would have phrased it as, do you have any more questions for the rogue trader? Or something along those lines.
Yeah, he would be more fine with that.
Mariana just answers with a cold, quick no.
Very well, rogue trader. Scintilla is yours.
Very well. Although, Mr. Xantis or Lord Xantis, before you go, just he like wants to whisper you one thing. I am troubled by one thing. I don't know what I have done to earn the apparent ire of your companion.
It's nothing you've done so much as we are members of the Inquisition. Being cautious is part of our trade. Those who are not cautious soon find themselves in an early grave, if you catch my meaning.
He like gives a grave, understanding nod, and
So
yeah, and he
try not to
doesn't
feel
hold you.
too offended.
Of course. And then he, like, yep, he doesn't hold you more. Okay,
Oh
does
my
anybody
God.
does anything specific during the free time, or can we flash forward to
Oh my
Conclave
God,
and-
Is Xanthus actually the most diplomatic person in this party? That's odd. I should not be the diplomat. Wait, yes I should. Now then, the only thing that I'm gonna do is get the stuff I bought and have it transferred to the ship, except for the armor Xanthus is wearing back to the meeting. Because
I'm going to.
gotta look important.
Actually, it's probably
Oh,
my
I have
item
one
in
thing for
questions.
Cadis. But
probably
go
in
ahead.
the sanctum or the what is it? The not bastions of Ventus, but the tricorn. So I can get what I need there.
Yeah, and by the way, for Cadis, as you are like probably somewhere around, one
I'm
of
on the
the
ship.
one of the I don't know if they exist properly, but basically an Officer Assassinorum messenger quietly steps up to you and delivers you a message that
Okay. That would be handled through other channels and other ways. Essentially, I'd be informed of a location that I'm supposed to attend. And technically, the Moritats are sponsored by the Official Assassinorum. They're not part of the temple. Well, they're not one of the temples yet. They have aspirations of being, but they're not quite there.
be right back to you in a moment. Mariana, what was the success on that thing? I don't remember.
1.1 degree of logic.
Okay.
And that's what it was for.
And let me think about that for
So
a moment.
whether or not it could have been basically whether or not it could have been a possibility.
I
Not that
understand.
it is.
I understand the question. I specifically asked for degrees of success to see if they were enough. As for this, okay, so basically using proper channels you receive an information.
I'd probably be informed of meeting at a dead drop somewhere on Sintilla.
Yeah, that it basically states that after dealing with meeting with Lord Inquisitor, your presence will be required at that place. Something like
I will
that.
send. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't send an acknowledgement because that would take too long. I would simply do as instructed. But I'll keep that to myself.
And to answer your question, I'm gonna answer it in this way. Nowhere in papers you found anything regarding consent of victim or the one who is turned into Demon Host.
Okay.
As in, it doesn't specify if he. Yep, it just doesn't state anything about consent.
So it's something about speculation, sure. Okay. Something to think on.
Something to think about, yes, definitely. Okay, so if you are fine with that, we can flash forward to as you are in glorious building of Calician Conclave. Or Conclave, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that.
Conclave.
Yeah,
Conclave.
Conclave. Obviously, typical guards. They are not. The corridors are obviously, as always, pretty dark, or like half lit. Not too many people passing by. And you are led by one of the masked servants, almost you can call them custodians of this place, to unassuming room, not like big fucking throne room, but something that no enemies wouldn't think to search for biggest fish in Calician Conclave here, but Caden is known for that thing. And yeah, in a room there is a small, rather like not really small, but long wooden, very exquisite looking table, comfy chairs with numbers enough that all of you can sit. And I'm gonna also say that strangely enough, the guards were not making any fuss about Benjamin's presence. One of them maybe just gave a pointed look at Xanthus and the others, but he let him pass without saying any word or making any trouble.
Oh, damn.
And the room itself is very, like the part where you sit is kinda lit, like half lit, and the part where, as you soon hear the voice, where Lord Caden is present, is rather like coated in shadows. And that's also a typical thing that basically Caden makes sure that nobody really, even those who work under him, they really don't know how he looks.
Yeah, he wears masks all the time too.
Yeah, and obviously, even if you like have dark side, then you see that he's in his full garb, and he has a face concealing mask.
I wonder what he looks like.
And as you know what, the book also suggests that even if he were to drop the mask, I might say at any moment that yeah, that was a decoy, or he can change face or whatever. Because the book also suggested that yeah, he has many ways of keeping his concealed presence for at least since he became Inquisitor. He's like,
what if he's actually Malal?
He's access to polymorphine. Shit.
Whom?
Chaos. The chaos divided. We can.
It's not important right now.
Yeah.
It's a non-canon god that I really like.
Yeah, the thing is that if the biggest fish in Calix and Conclave was Chaos or was Heretic, then you would be so much fucked.
Yep. Which is all the more reason for him to be.
Exactly, because everything's grim, dark, and British.
And I don't like hearing that. And as you stood up, he like, as you entered, you like kind of see the silhouette that he's not sitting. He was admiring perhaps something or very deep in thought. And you see his authoritative voice. Throw agents, welcome, please sit.
My lord.
Or rather, then he turns around and maybe not with mockery, but you're pretty sure that he felt Benjamin, but he feigns surprise. Oh, pro agents and a guest, please sit.
But there's enough chairs.
Yeah, there are enough chairs already.
He's not killing anybody.
Sneaky beaky bastard. Not really sneaky beaky, but
And perhaps there are even some nourishments and basic food prepared. He might be that magnanimous.
It's all of our favorite foods, including the adepts.
there's even grape juice.
Then he approaches his seat, sits down, and with short command, I received your message for a meeting. And then he like makes a motion of hand. Then speak. I want to hear all the details. Perhaps starting from absence of Inquisitor Lyra. Then he like looks at all present, but you feel that his gaze is locked on Xanthis.
My lord, I regret to inform you that Inquisitor Lyra has fallen. I saw her myself. She burned in the fires of the warp. She was taken from us during an ambush by cultists, was it? Yes, cultists. During an ambush by cultists. More specifically, a hole opened beneath the floor due to an explosive device of some sort. She fell through that hole, and we didn't see her again until until we next saw her chained to a pillar burning in warp fire. She was turned to ash for our very eyes.
He listens. He appears to be, for a moment, in deep thought. That you can even hear like, And then he like gives a sigh. Shame then. I had hopes for her. But considering what political problems would have awaited here, maybe not. Well, what's done is done. I imagine I don't need to ask what fate, what he says that he doesn't need to ask what happened with offending party.
Oh no, my lord. We made thoroughly sure that all offending parties that we found were put to the sword or the fire, whichever. All of the heretics and the demon were killed.
Excellent. What about... I don't know, he doesn't ask. Now that that's out of the way. Yeah, he basically asks you for to give him your version of debriefing.
Would you like me to actually say this, or are we just going to kind of, I don't know, fast forward?
Yeah, we can fast forward.
Sorry.
But you inform him that you got the map pieces.
Yeah, Xanthus tells him, we have the map pieces. We are ready to assemble them at your order. We, we killed the heretics. We have, we've done this, and that. Here's how we did it.
We have proof that the other Inquisitor is
a heretic and a traitor.
Yeah, concrete proof he's a heretic and a traitor. Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, like, obviously, hearing that Valten Sidov, a heretic, he very firmly and with, like, trying to sound polite, ask, I would like to see those evidence immediately. No, he just says, like, I would like to see this evidence, and there's, like, feeling that he wants to see it now.
Mariana hands over the pic recorder because she was recording her looking at the documents. No, it's in a helmet, so I guess she would put her helmet on the table, and I guess someone comes along and would extract the data somehow.
Yep.
Or she would say it's stored within the pic recorder's files. Inbuilt.
Yeah. Caden goes silent for a moment, and like literally a few seconds later, you hear a door opening, but through like his dark inside, and yeah, somebody steps in, fully clothed, masked, extracts the data. Then Caden watches it impassively in silence. And then obviously that's for psychers. Normally Caden is known to have like absolute control, like ultimate poker face, not only because he has a mask, but even if somebody has psi sense, you can't really get a good read on him. This time, for a beat, for a half a second, you felt a tinge of irritation, perhaps even anger, coming from him. Then he and only says, shame. He was Inquisitor here for quite some time.
I guess we'd also say that he somehow managed to obtain the knowledge how to make demon hosts. Mariana would then say of her
deep breath.
She would say of her own accord, and I am not sure as to whether Krigor Kharkov was made one of his will or against it.
And regarding matter of rogue trader, it matters not to me. But regarding Valten Sidov, this will be another name to add for kill. He is not the first nor the last Inquisitor who strayed for path.
And then we, I guess, also say there is a likelihood he is in cahoots with insert name of two dangerous heretics. There was a witch and a heretic. A burning princess and a heretic.
Ooh, Letty's in here? Oh, damn.
Seems like his intelligence wasn't subdued by going into... Well, perhaps he didn't get stupid, only mad. Obviously, other cadres will be informed as quickly as possible to look for him. He will be marked as maximum level threat. If he will try to form his own heretical cadre, well, it will be best for us, if he's still in sector, that Calix and Conclave will stop him, no matter what it takes. But knowing him, knowing his style, and knowing what he knows about Inquisition, it won't be easy, but it never is.
Especially since he is sharing information with those that oppose us.
Yeah, and then like he snaps his fingers, and then not through a door, but somebody you... Yeah, I'm gonna say like, not through only rule of cool, but how utterly OP shit this particular thing is. Like literally from the shadows, like from the wall, you didn't figure out that person was here, but suddenly beside him appears what... Yeah, Kate is recognized as probably another assassin. Or somebody who maybe was an assassin, not sure. And then Caden just says, spread the message to proper channels, and then to your own. The quicker Officer Assassinorum gets him on the kill list, the better. And wordlessly, person, of course another masked person nods and then disappears or leaves. Disappears for all of cool. Now he turns back his focus on you, and he seems to bother about something, and then he locks gazes with Benjamin, who surprisingly, let me check, who surprisingly keeps like neutral face, and he doesn't gulp with fear. And like he locks gazes, he thinks for a moment, and then he looks at the rest of you. And especially Xanthus and Ignatius get the feeling that he's quietly, silently asking about him specifically.
The adept's name is Benjamin. He actually paused. Would Xanthus answer that? No, he would probably say, Moriana, can you kindly introduce our friend? Since you're the one who...
Then Caden's like face slightly tilts, and he locks gaze with... his gaze pierces into Moriana.
Yanni, you there?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes. My companion here can introduce himself, but I brought him along as there is a matter I wish to discuss with you, Lord Caden, later on. But for now, we have not yet finished our report. There is a matter that transcends this of grave importance.
Very well, I will have time to talk with each of you privately. And then he like gives a tiny nods at Benjamin. And wouldn't he? Yeah, Benjamin looks like a acolyte, scholar.
Yeah, he was given, well, I mean, because Maximilian
gave him roles. So he doesn't really mean it like there is, as long as you are with them, there's no need to be afraid. Please, go ahead, scholar. You have permission to speak freely. And of course, like Benjamin stands, gives a deep bow, introduces himself, and there's like small explanation because Caden like asked about his, like what happened, like where did you find him, and when he heard like slam, so he was also interested how did he ended up. And you have no idea if, when he said that it was a woman, you have no idea if you heard a chuckle coming from Caden, and if you did, it's impossible to tell if it was real or not. But yeah, it doesn't seem like Caden will execute him immediately. And then he, at the last thing, he seems to ponder about something, and then the tone he uses sounds like he's doing a shot in the dark, a question in the dark. Are you perhaps descendant of a lava family? And then, at this point, Benjamin is wide-eyed, shock. And then he only nods and says, yeah. At which point, the discussion, Caden cuts the discussion. Shame what happened to your family. Now, and then for now ignores him and looks at you, waiting for the rest of information.
Yes, what Mariana was basically coming on to say was that insert the name of that prestigious Zinchian demon.
Marabas.
That's Marabas.
Yeah, Marabas. Map these keys, this weapon. We have learnt that they are all part of one named Marabas's plot.
Looks at you. And
Mariana just looks to the well, I don't know where she sat. Is she on the far right? But looks more towards looks at everyone in turn before looking back up at Caden and saying, and I would suggest we cease playing his little game. We are in possession of all 4 map pieces. If it is a last resort, then perhaps they should be put together.
yeah,
But
at first when you said Marabas, nothing happened. Go to the end and then I will say his reactions.
But for now, I suggest keeping them locked away from one another.
So when you say Marabas, there's no change. Although he probably mutters something, so he resurfaced. And then when you say stop playing his little game, this room is not especially big, but for a moment, all of you, he doesn't use any power, but there is a feeling that when powerful entity does not suppression, you feel for a moment that the room is too small for you. There is a feeling of being pressed, maybe not really overwhelmed, not claustrophobia, just the feeling that he's extending his the aura of power, that he feels slightly pushed, but it's just for a moment. I have respect for your work from Agent, but do not assume we ever play games with Lords of Chaos.
I perhaps worded it wrong, my apologies. Playing along to his tune would be a more adequate way of phrasing it, I suppose.
Oh.
Or dancing along to his tune.
Yeah, it was because the next, like, he would start explaining the reason we cannot do that.